Did my wife cheat? Story 1. Okay, so this actually happened about 3 months ago, but my wife was out of town on a work-related training trip. Several coworkers of hers went the event. It was far enough away that they had to fly. I won't go into all of it, but the whole trip was sorta shady and there are other questions left unanswered. The main incident in question was in her first night there. She had missed a flight and had spent the day on standby, but she finally made it to her hotel room around 11:30. There is a coworker of here that we will call Dennis that works for the same company and under the same boss, but at a different location. Now at 11:55 she sent me a text saying she was in her room and fixing to lay down and good night and all of that, and she sent a selfie of herself, wearing a pair of jeans and a slouchy sweater, which was her comfortable clothes for her flight. Now of course from 11:55 I'm figuring she's asleep. Yesterday I decided to take a look and just see. I found a text from her to Dennis at 12:03, 8 minutes after she told me she was going to sleep, that said, "Don't touch my legs, they're hairy." She had been stuck in the airport all day and I'm guessing didn't have time. I've asked her a D. At first her response was, "Why would I text that?" But of course I show her that it was definitely sent from her phone, and her story changed to, "Oh well, I don't remember." The only thing she says now is that I should ask Dennis what the context of the text is because she doesn't remember. Edit. I forgot to add that her phone bill shows she had texted Dennis probably hundreds of times, leading up to the trip and also during the rest of the conference. But all of the texts besides that one were deleted. I guess she missed one when she was deleting. My questions to you Reddit are, am I wrong for assuming there is only one reason he would feel her legs when just minutes ago she was fully clothed and telling me she was going to bed? And follow-up question, should I message Dennis and ask? Is it even worth it, as he will likely say he doesn't have them and doesn't remember either? Update, I've sent her the proof I have. She is still sticking to her guns. She doesn't remember sending that text or any of the others, but she said she's sure that if she did they were innocent texts. I asked why she deleted any texts and she said because her phone was going slow on texting and thought maybe she just has too many texts. But of course I had looked at other coworkers and even her boss, who she had thousands of texts with, and it seems no one else's got deleted. She has since changed her password on her phone account, but luckily I had already downloaded the spreadsheets of the phone records. But I would like to see if she's texted him today to warn him. Update 2, well, I went ahead and messaged Dennis. I figured either he would lie just like she has, or he would fear the marriage and work troubles this could create and come clean. Of course he doesn't still have the texts from that night or the whole trip. He said he vaguely remembered getting that text but didn't see it till in the morning and figured it was sent to the wrong person. He asked if I was implying that they had time, and I said I'm just asking to clear things up, but he assured me that that is not the case. Update 3, so I texted her and told her that when I get home I want full unmonitored access to her phone, no exceptions. She just ignored me the rest of the day. I'll be leaving work soon and I will update again later tonight. I would like to point out that I never believed innocence in this. It looked guilty from the get-go. I just wanted to make sure I'm not the crazy person here. And no, I didn't expect to get anywhere with Dennis. Everything he told me sounded way too close to everything she told me to think they didn't get their stories matching. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, she had texted Dennis probably hundreds of times, leading up to the trip and also during the rest of the conference. But all of the texts besides that one were deleted. I guess she missed one when she was deleting. Is there even any doubt? Hundreds of missing texts. The only one you found was suggesting some kind of physical interaction. She cheated. and probably still is. Redditor 2, yup. Cheater. Don't bother asking Dennis, she has probably already talked to him and they have come up with a story. Until this is fixed, she has just lost her privacy privileges. If she doubles down on that, that's a major red flag right there. Get her phone and comb through that asset. There are plenty of software out there to retrieve deleted messages and photos. Get a move on. Redditor 3, I'm sorry dude. Deleted, frequent texts to another man equals cheating. She even changed her story when she was caught. Why would Dennis have any need to touch her legs? She likely knows you wouldn't contact Dennis, thus that statement. Dennis likely won't tell you anything. This is between you and your wife. Redditor 4, I've only ever said this to my husband before SX. Definitely wouldn't say it to a co-worker unless we were about to FCK. Sorry dude, but it sounds like she's whoring around. Story 2. Update. My 29M wife 30F of 5 years accused me of cheating on her when I did not. I denied her accusations, which only got her more upset. Now she's refusing speak to me and I think she might leave me. What do I do? How do I clear my name? Please help. I hope everyone doesn't mind that this is a throwaway. I just don't want this type of post associated with my main account. I think people will understand as I continue. I'm still struggling to get all my thoughts together here, so please bear with me if I'm all over the place. This just recently happened, so I just finished my shift. I was working the late shift today, so I rolled in close to midnight. Nothing unexpected or out of the ordinary. When I got home I found my wife to still be awake. Great, I thought. Usually it's about a 50-50 chance that she will still be awake when I get home from the late shift, and when she's awake usually we'll spend some time together, play some games, watch some TV, etc., before going to bed. She's playing some Overwatch when I come home, so I greet her warmly and tell her that I'm just going to get changed and cleaned up and I would come and join her as soon as I'm done. She just nods, which is unusual. Usually she'll say something like, "Sounds good, can't wait," so it is at this point that I am getting some signals that not all is well. I wash up and join her in our computer room where she is just sitting at our desk staring at the Overwatch menu screen on her computer. I sit down at my computer, they are beside each other on a massive desk we have, and bought up my game. Once I get to the menu screen, I turn to her and say, "Well, I'm ready to play, or did you want to talk about our days first?" She doesn't respond. I realize that she hasn't said anything at all yet, and she's just staring down at the floor. I ask her if everything is okay and she just says, "You're cheating on me, aren't you?" This caught me completely by surprise. She's never mentioned anything about suspecting this before, and it's not like I've been exhibiting shady behavior or anything. It's not like I'm out long nights, or not telling her where I'm going. The fact of the matter is that I almost rarely go out at all anymore. This is what I want, not efforts to or anything, and I can't remember that last time I went out for a night without her. My days usually consist of going to work, coming home, doing housework, then free time which I usually use to play video games, study personal passions of mine, or cook something new and delicious I can share with her. On my days off, it's the same thing minus the going to work part. I love my life, while my work sucks. The big one, the salary I receive more than enough. It lets us live a happy and comfortable life where financial stresses aren't something that's on our radar. We have a beautiful home, with our beautiful pets, and I love my wife more than anything. I would sacrifice anything for her, I would die for her. We have always had a very strong relationship. I can't imagine ever finding a more compatible person for me than her. She's my best friend and my closest confidant. I would never do anything to disturb the amazing life we share together. I trust her more than anyone, and I always thought that she trusted me, but I guess not. I'm sorry about this kind of tangent just before I get to the meat of the story. The point here that I want to get across to everyone is that this completely surprised me, and the reason it blindsided me so much that I always thought our relationship was rock solid. As well that I wasn't consciously at least exhibiting shady behavior that would give her the impression that I was cheating. In any case, back to what happened. I stammered for a bit trying to collect myself. Like I said before, I honestly couldn't believe what I was hearing. Once I composed myself a bit, I denied the allegation completely. I told her that of course I would never cheat on her, and that I loved her very much. She told me that she didn't believe me. It was at this point my surprise and disbelief gave way to indignation. I asked her, on what grounds do you not believe me? I've given her absolutely no reason for her to believe that I'm cheating on her. She told me that she had her reasons. I asked her to give me one, and she told me that recently I came home from work smelling like another woman. Again I was flummoxed. I asked if she could tell me what day so I could get something that I could maybe defend myself with. I told her that I never once touched any of my female co-workers at work under any circumstances. Not even for a friendly hug or handshake, which is completely true. She said this happened about a month ago. I reiterated again that I had not touched anyone of the opposite time besides her. She again said that she didn't believe me. I told her that if she was going to accuse me of such a horrible crime that she better have a lot of evidence to prove it. I think I might have messed up here because she said, so that means there is evidence then. It is at this point that I must have visibly looked upset. I can't remember exactly what I said, but it was something like, "That's an awful thing to say about someone without any proof." She then looked at me with a look of disdain I had never seen in her and said, "Why are you angry?" I was exasperated at this point and said, "I've just been accused of a horrible act that I haven't committed and am extremely upset." Her look of disdain then changed to one of pure anger. I'll probably never forgot what she looked like and what she said. It's the scene from this whole exchange that keeps playing over and over again in my head. She screamed, "You're upset? What right do you have to be upset? You're not the one who's been cheated on? Well, F you, my name here, F you. F you. F you. F you." At that last part she was continually putting her middle finger in my face. After that she stormed out of the room and locked the bedroom door. Then I just kind of wallowed in my own despair for a bit. She's never insulted me like that, sworn at me like that, or been that angry or upset. I keep going through different emotions, sadness, anger, confusion. But right now it's the anger that's winning out. Why would she said something like that about me? Why was she so insistent in not believing me? It's not like she can present any evidence I did this because it didn't happen. There's no evidence to present. I guess on my side there isn't any evidence to present either. But how can one prove a negative? How can you prove you didn't do something? It was like my more I denied that crime, the more that denial was used as evidence that I in fact did commit the crime. That being said, the main reason I'm so angry is because I'm starting to feel like she crafted this whole scenario to hurt me as much as humanly possible. I hope you all will indulge me for a bit here, but it's like the scenario is perfectly crafted to hit all my weaknesses and vulnerabilities. My greatest fear isn't snakes, or heights, or public speaking, it's being accused of a crime that you didn't commit. The whole idea that you know you're innocent and didn't do anything wrong, but no one will believe you. That everyone hates you for something that you didn't do, but no matter how much you defend yourself they will never help you. It terrifies me. This is something I have shared with her on several occasions. She knows this is my greatest fear, and that's why I feel like she's crafted this scenario to hurt me as much as possible. On top of that, being a morally ethical person is one of my most important goals in life. Not necessarily for anyone, but to be able to look at myself in the mirror and know that I'm a decent human being. I don't know if anyone here has seen the show The Good Place, but there is a character in that show that I really identify with, Chi, the moral philosopher. I spend a good chunk of my free time studying that same ethical philosophers this character did, and spend way more time than I should agonizing over the ethical consequences of my actions, trying to decide what is the most ethical choice. This is another thing my wife knows about me. She also knows that in my opinion cheating is about the worst technically legal action which a person can do. She knows how important it is for my own personal self-fulfillment to be an ethical human being. So her attacking my ethical character in decision-making is a real stab in the gut. That's when the confusion comes back. I just don't know what I've done to her that would result in her acting this way. Why would she want to hurt me like that? It doesn't make any sense. Like I said before, we have always had a great relationship. I'm very open, I don't keep anything from her. We haven't fought about anything in months before this, and all the fights before this have been tame and easily resolved. I just can't fathom where she would get this idea that I cheated on her, and it is driving me insane. Considering she won't talk to me at all, it's not like I would get a straight answer. And would she give it to me even if she was talking to me? I'm not sure, so I guess my question is, what should I do from here? Should I let her emotions burn out before trying to speak with her again? How can I show her that I didn't cheat on her? Before anyone says it, no, I have no intention of leaving my wife over this. There is no question this is the worst I've felt so far in this relationship, but that good has been so good that I'm not even close to the point where I would consider ending it. Whether she is laying groundwork to leave me right now is an open question. However, the last thing I was to say before I finish this novel is that, yes, the thought she had cheated on me has crossed my mind, and that this whole thing is an elaborate scheme to somehow shift blame from something terrible she did on to me. I've read before that cheaters will sometimes accuse the opposite partner of cheating as sort of a projection move. While I can't deny that is it impossible, I certainly think it is improbable. First, she hasn't shown any shady behavior that would lead me to believe she is cheating. She's not going out for hours on end. She's not constantly on her phone or computer talking to other people. She hasn't been timely unavailable. The only time she could do something is while I'm at work. We have different schedules where there are times when she is at work and I am home alone and vice versa. If she did do something, she probably couldn't do it in our house. We have a large German Shepherd that just hates strangers with a passion. I can't see anyone she might bring to the house that our dog would be okay with. She could be going out that and leaving the dog at home while I'm at work though. However, if she did that, it would be recorded on our front door cam that she left the house, and while I haven't looked at the past footage, I just don't think the possibility of her doing that is very high, so at this point I have no intention of reviewing that footage. Plus it also seems like it would be a super creepy thing to do. Anyway, I'm really sorry for the length of this post. This is all so new and raw that I wanted to get everything out as fast as I could, and I've only just started that process of organizing my thoughts. TLDR, I come home from work only to have wife accuse me of cheating on her. I absolutely did not and haven't been showing any behavior that would make her think this. Coming home late, spending all my time on my phone talking to other people, etc. I didn't need this accusation, but that just made her angrier. This resulted in a heated argument that ended with her cussing me out and storming out the room. Something which she had never done before. So now I wonder, what do I do? How do I prove a negative? How do I talk to her when she's so heated? How do I clear my name? Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1. Does your wife work? If sounds like she is so bored and lonely she became delusional and started this cheating thing to focus on and pick it and see signs that aren't there. You can't do anything other than tell her you didn't do it. I might get her into therapy or tell her to find a hobby or a job. If she doesn't work, she needs to get outside her own mind. You shouldn't have to go to crazy lengths to clear your name when you didn't do anything. Redditor 2. If your side of the story is true, she either needs therapy or she, as you guessed, has cheated on you and is deflecting to try to shift blame. Redditor 3. I would stand your ground in a calm way. I'm ready to talk about whatever you think is happening, as soon as you're ready to do so in a calm way that includes explaining why you think what you do. If you start yelling "fuck you" again, the conversation is over. Redditor 4. Try to calmly talk to Fen if she is willing. Has she been talking with someone who would put these thoughts in her head? I would start investigating her. Start with the camera footage. I would even check the call logs on your phone bill. There is a number there with lots of calls that would be a prompt to check her phone for messages. But first the two of you need to talk. Find the root of the cause.